Hello again, my name is Ben, here I am today with my final MOC showcase. Yep, that's right. Here it is. This is what I like to call, to be honest, I don't really have like a set name for this one. I keep flip-flopping in between the Scarlet Skirmisher, a little generic, I think, or just simply the Outlander. You can let me know in the comments if you prefer that or whatever, or come up with your own idea. I don't really care. But yeah, like I mentioned, this will probably be the last one I make for quite a while, and the last real video I'll upload for a good while. I'll make a follow-up in a few days about like everything about it, but TLDR, I'm gonna be in college, so yeah, pretty cool. But here you have the Outlander, which is what I'll be referring to it as for this video. Pretty basic mech, you can see it here. Size person minifigure. Pretty small, simple. Story-wise, there isn't too much to really go over. I'm not too sure what the entire aesthetic of it's meant to be. The main purposes are it's meant to be like sort of like highly maneuverable with some pretty decent firepower, and to sort of zip around a battlefield. Oops, it's not perfect as you can clearly see here, but I'm relatively proud of it. Anywho, starting off the instructions, starting off the feet. I wanted to try and do a few things different this time around. You'll see here the toes actually has defined toes. You see these clips on the side that attached to some bars are meant to be some front toes. But obviously, if I use it, was kind of difficult because I couldn't get them to line up equally, so I couldn't use the same part here because otherwise the one in the innard would poke out too much. So I kind of just went for a little bit of a rough compromise by just using the ones on the outside. It's not perfect, but I think from a distance it doesn't look too bad. But you can see them there, pretty basic slope construction for them, and attached on some mixel ball joints, as most smaller scale mechs tend to be. For the upper legs, not really too much to go over. Some curved slopes with a dark red and some light gray behind it, which is mainly the color scheme of this one. The side here, just a tile, attached with one of those 1x2 bricks with the studs on the side, attached with more mixel ball joints. The upper leg, you'll see, pretty boxy with the design. See the mixel ball joints and just some tiles and some different colors there to get some smoothness and to add some color, and an inverted tile on the part here in red just for some more security. No rotating waist, it's just attached with some pretty basic pieces, under inverted tile attached on some inverted slopes here. And then the main body here, you can probably see a little bit of it around here. You'll see he's using a lot of studs on the side techniques to sort of attach it all together with some hinges, not hinges, but some slopes and some tiles and some plates all here, some winglet pieces. And there's a 2x2 brick right here in dark red. You'll see studs on the front here, sloping piece, and you can see all that there. The sides there, you'll see a 1x2 plate with the studs on the top, which is where the arms will attach, which can be a bit of a loose connection, I won't lie, especially if you're really rough with the arms. As for the cockpit area, there really isn't much in there. You'll see he's protected by some bars here with some Technic beams. On the front here, you'll see some clips attaching a lightsaber blade. You see both of them in the back there, which is how they attach. Obviously, ideally, you'd want it to flip up, but this part's kind of really tight on for whatever reason, so it usually just rips it off, and that's what we'll just go here. Minifigure, I just kind of threw something together. Really nothing pretty to look at. Comes with a Master Chief helmet, or a Spartan helmet, which I don't really know where I got from, but it matches the color scheme, so to say. But you'll see nothing really in there to look at, and you'll just get a better idea of how the cockpit was constructed. On the sides here, you'll see these blasters, or these little cannons that they're meant to be on this, which were designed by my friend Will. The way they attach is using the edge of the lightsaber blade, and then just using the pinhole that's in there. So they attach pretty simply. I like their construction, and I think they add a lot of character to the mech. See them there using a lot of studs on the side techniques, and this little translucent pieces for the little beams. And then as for the arm construction, you can get this to sort of slide in through here. Not really much to say there. Mixel ball joints, you see some tile, some studs on the side techniques. Lower arms are extremely basic. You'll just see slopes on the front here. And for the hands, you'll see they attach with some clips with these blasters. Very large barrels, which makes sense for a mech, because it has a lot of extra firepower. At least it's not attached on too perfectly. You can see, this isn't exactly one of my more stable creations altogether. But you'll see it here constructed with a lot of just different pieces. These items actually are taken from the Avengers Endgame, like Captain America bike set from 2019. I just like the builds there, and I thought they would lend themselves pretty well to a mech design. As for the back, you'll see there's an engine and some grills there, and these little T-pin pieces here, and a couple of cones and cylinders with a little bit of yellow with the holes, which taking these little flame pieces can attach them to there. And yes, this is meant to be a little bit of a, you could say a jetpack, but I like to think of it more of just like a, not really for flying, more so like just glide along, or help better in jumping and or running. And I also have some extras here, the smaller variety, which you can put onto the guns to simulate the gun shooting. It's pretty simple. You know, it definitely looks quite nice, and definitely just adds on to the look of it, I suppose. But in reality, that's about it for this video. A little bit of an anticlimactic conclusion to you know, all this time spent building MOCs and a lot of mechs. But am I proud of this one? I'd say so. I quite like how it came along. I am quite fond of the torso design in particular. I will say it feels a little bit simplistic in terms of some construction in the limbs, but I felt like that was the best way to sort of get this to look like well proportioned. I'm not a big fan of the color scheme. It feels a little bit generic, the dark red and a lot of gray, but I don't know. I feel like there is just something about it that feels like there's just a little bit missing from it that I just can't quite put my finger on. But I don't know. Overall, I am still quite proud of it and how it came out. And again, it's a bit anticlimactic to have like this be the last MOC showcase, but I can't really imagine what would possibly be a good conclusion in general. But oh well. But again, that kind of wraps up the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I would hope you stay tuned until next time, but I suppose I'll give a more in-depth update about things on the channel. That'll be the final video for a good bit. But thank you for everything, for all the years I've been on here, and thank you for people who supported me for this long, or people who have just recently found me. It's really awesome that you've just stuck around with the channel and liked what I created. Not really sure what else to really say, but again, just hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for everything. Hope you have a great day, and goodbye.